Welcome to Ollie Smith's Drink Tank. Behold, it's time to blast off like intrepid space pioneers towards the nebula of aromatic white wines. Now you may think that aromatic flavours aren't your cup of tea, but there's plenty of variety to tickle the fancy of anyone who's ever enthused about elderflower, tucked into Turkish delight, or licked a lychee. Climb aboard! Adventure ahoy! To begin, we all know that grapes go into making wine, and depending on what type of grape you use, different flavours will emerge in the wine. Now, what do I mean by an aromatic white wine? I mean a wine that's a little bit fragrant, a bit floral, easy to drink, the kind of thing you'd come home, flop onto the sofa, pop a glass of and maybe watch The Sopranos. Now they come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, but if you're after a mild aromatic flavour, you could think about Viognier. Now that's a grape variety that grows in the Rhone Valley in France. Spank that palate! Now that has the characteristics of apricots. Now when I say apricots, I don't mean it's got apricots in the glass or they've made the wine from apricots. It's all from grapes, but they just smell and taste a little bit like apricots. And when you swirl and sniff, oh, it's peaches and cream. Fantastic with mild Asian dishes or indeed with some lightly spiced pork. But you can think about other grape varieties. Marsanne grape, Roussanne grape. They're both from the Rhone Valley. Fantastic French wines. You should get your chops around them and have a go. Bonkers! Chenin Blanc from South Africa is another grape to consider. It tends to be a bit of a chameleon. It can make wines from all sorts of shapes and sizes. Sweet wines, sparkling wines, bone-dry wines and everything in between. But in South Africa, they tend to make dry white wines that are fantastic with some mild spicy dishes or some aromatics. If you're looking for something more refreshing, Italy has a stack of aromatic grapes. You might have had Pinot Grigio and it's a brilliant drink, refreshing, crisp and highly regarded by most of the British drinking public. Well done all. However, there are other grape varieties to Italy. It's not all about Pinot Grigio. There's one called Falangina, which is not a disease from World War II. It is a fantastic grape variety. There is another one called Fiano from Sicily. Fiano is wonderful, a pineapple-y edge to it. It's fantastic if there's a little bit of spice and a little bit of texture in your dish. Sensational! And finally, if you are looking for awesome aromatic flavours, the full thrust, then here are two great varieties to think of. Torrontés, Gewürztraminer. Now Torrontés you can find in Argentina and it smells like the Chelsea Flower Show meets the tropics. Phenomenal energy to it, wonderful resonant bright white wine. Think lemon curd, refreshing tang in the tail. Gewürztraminer, that I've always thought of as being a little bit like Christopher Biggins. It's fragrant, unmistakable and highly memorable. Rose Turkish delight, all about big unctuous flavours. If you find it in Alsace and see Sélection Grand Noble on the label, that means it is full fat Gewürztraminer and aromatic ahoy! Drink tank policies. For crisp aromatic white wines, think of Italy and grape varieties such as Falangina. For mild, round aromatic grape varieties, think about Marsanne, Roussanne, Viognier from France's Rhone Valley. For full thrust aromatics that hit the G-spot, go Torrontés from Argentina or Gewürztraminer from Alsace. Rawr.